Hello to the team at Native Grounds Landscape Services. My name's Jeff Bradley, and I work with businesses to get their websites ranked higher in Google search. And I was looking at your website, and I wanted to make you this quick video to show you a couple of really simple things you can do to the homepage of your website that will greatly improve your Google ranking and multiply your monthly revenue. And I'm going to show you some key numbers and metrics from 3 of your top competitors who are on page 1 in your area. I want to show you why they are currently outranking you and what needs to be done for you to close that gap so you can beat them in the rankings. So first, I checked your rankings, and using the search words hardscaping in Marysville, Washington, and that would include the Tulalip area, I found that you are not ranking, apparently. I checked all the way past page 10. Now, according to Google, 92% of people who search on Google never look past page 1. So even if you're on page 2, that's a massive number of people not seeing you. And especially if you're on page 3 or 4 or all the way back, you're basically invisible. Nobody is going to see you. So we need to get you bumped up onto page 1, which is where all your future customers are. That's going to multiply times 10 at least the number of people who are going to see you. And in fact, being on page 1 can literally triple or quadruple your monthly revenue. That's how powerful it is to be on page 1 of Google. And here is how we can get you headed in that direction. So the very first thing that Google looks at when trying to rank you is your title tag. Now, these blue lines of text are all title tags. And the title tag is what tells Google what it is that you want to rank for. And in fact, it's telling Google that these are the very keywords that you want people to use to find you with. Now, going back to your website, we're on your home page. I'm going to open up this scanning tool. And we see that currently your title tag is Native Grounds Landscape Services. So if we found you in Google search, these blue lines of text are the title tags, and your title tag would read Native Grounds Landscape Services. Now, the problem with this is that the title tag, like I said, is what tells Google what it is that you want to rank for, and it's also telling Google that these are the very keywords that you want people to use to find you with. Now, you have your company's name in your title tag, and the problem with that is that nobody searching for your services would ever even know to use these words in their search. So let me show you how critical it is to get this title tag correct. If I copy your current title tag and go to a new tab and paste you into the search bar, paste and go, watch what happens. Boom, in my new search using your words in your title tag, you come up number 1 on page 1 of my new search. So that is how powerful the title tag is, to have it correctly formatted with the right search words. And of course, as I said, nobody searching for your services would even know to use your business's name in their search. So this leads me directly to the second thing that Google looks at when trying to rank you, and that is something called your H1. Now, the H1 is a line of text that's on your website that also tells Google what it is that you want to rank for, and it tells Google the very keywords that you want people to use to find you with. Now, H1 stands for Header 1. And if we look on this same scanner, down under headings, this is where your H1 should be listed. And currently, you don't have one. So what that means is that Google doesn't know what it is that your website is about, and it doesn't know what it is that you want to rank for. So that's the function of the H1. It tells Google what your website is about and what it is that you want to rank for. And as a matter of fact, each page of your website is almost like its own individual website, because each page is going to get its own unique blue title tag and its own unique H1, which means that if we created a separate page for each one of these services and created its own unique title tag and its own unique H1, then we could direct traffic to each one of these pages for these services that people are searching for. So right now, we've got these all grouped onto one page, and Google has no idea what this page is about. Let's take a quick scan of this page. This is your services page. And if we go down here, we see that you have the same title tag, blue title tag, the name of your company, and also you have no heading or no H1. This is where you're telling Google what this page is about. So again, even though you have all of your services on this one page, Google doesn't know what this page is about, and consequently, Google can't direct anybody to you. So Google doesn't know who to send to you in any of their searches, even if they are searching for these services: hardscaping, landscape construction, ground maintenance. So what we need to do is get some of these simple things dialed in correctly on your website, so that Google will then know what your website is about, and Google will also know what it is that you want to rank for in terms of what the services are that you want people to search you for, and Google will also then know what keywords that you want people to use to find you with. So the next thing that we want to look at is, and this is the next thing that Google uses to rank you, is that Google looks at something called your backlink profile. Now, backlinks are when an outside website or an outside source links to your website. And when that happens, whatever ranking power that website has, some of that ranking power gets transferred back to your website. Now, what I did was I took a look at the backlink profiles of 3 of your competitors who were on page 1 of Google for your area. So let me show you what I found. First of all, we have Augusta Lawn Care Services. Now, keep in mind that sometimes these competitors are not directly competing with you, in that you might be a hardscaping company and this might be simply a lawn maintenance company. I don't know that to be the case right here, but the fact is that they are on page 1 for hardscaping. So at the very least, they wanted to be found for hardscaping, as well as their lawn care services that they offer. We see that their domain rating is 33. Now, this is the key number to keep your eye on, domain rating. And it goes from a scale from 0 to 100. And it also measures how many backlinks they have. They have 1,200 backlinks. That's quite a lot. And these backlinks are from 203 different websites that are linking to this business's website. And that seems quite a lot too, considering that their domain rating is only 33, which is really not that high. Typically, websites that are on page 1, they might have a domain rating up in the maybe 50s or 60s even, especially in bigger cities. So what that tells me is that even though they have a lot of backlinks, they're not the greatest quality of backlinks. And there's reasons for that we can get into at some point later on if you wanted to discuss these things. But the point is their domain rating is 33. And that is not that far out of reach to be able to compete with them and even pass them up. The second competitor we have to look at in your area is Smoky Point Masonry. And again, you might think, oh, I don't compete with Masonry Company, but the fact is that they are ranking number 1 for hardscaping in your area. So someone there decided they wanted to capture hardscaping traffic. So, but their domain rating is a 5. And that is really low considering they have 507 backlinks. But these backlinks are only being connected to 18 websites. Now, that's not very many websites to be providing this many backlinks. So Google is going to look at that, and they're going to have red flags go up. They're going to say, why are only 18 websites providing 507 backlinks to this company? So this is a red flag to them. Google likes natural and organic things, and this doesn't look natural and organic to me. It looks like this company possibly is purchasing backlinks from these websites, and Google does not like that. If Google thinks that that might be happening, that's not organic and natural. Google likes to see organic and natural things happen, and even if that's not true, Google's going to think that maybe it might be true, and they're going to red flag this website and not let them rise as high in the rankings as they otherwise might. And that's what's keeping their domain rating down to only a 5. Now, you might say, yeah, but they're on page 1. And yes, they are. One thing to keep in mind is that you don't have to have the best website in the world to get to page 1. You only have to be better than everybody else in your area. And if everybody else in your area has websites that aren't that great, then it's going to be not that hard for you to get onto page 1 of Google. So let's go to number 3 competitor, Marysville Landscaping. Now, right away, we see they have a domain rating of 0. Well, it's not hard to beat that. They only have 8 backlinks by 4 linking websites. That's a good ratio. That looks natural, 2 to 1. That's very, very normal. But they only have 8. And there are other factors that are being calculated by Google, giving them only a 0 rating. So these 3, 33, 5, and 0, these are not that far out of reach for you to compete with and to catch up with them and possibly even surpass them. Now that brings us to your backlink profile, which is you only have 1 backlink from 1 website, and you have a domain rating of 0. So clearly we have lots of room to do improvement here. And that's what we do, is basically we look at factors like this and try to get a feel for where you stand in comparison to the businesses who are on page 1 for your area, and figure out what we need to do to close that gap and get you passing them in the rankings. So I just wanted to show you these things to give you an idea of where you stand in terms of some of these metrics. Combining this backlink profile with some of the fixes that we can do on your website, doing these things together would dramatically improve your Google ranking. And I've done it many, many times in the past where we've had relationships like this with future, the competitors who are on page 1, and then getting our people we were working with to close that gap and then pass them is very, very doable. And with these numbers, I would be very, very optimistic that we could get that done in a pretty quick period of time. So I just wanted to show you all these things, give you an idea of where you stand in the rankings and how far back you are and what kind of work it would take to get you to be able to surpass some of these other businesses. So I know this is a whole lot of information and it's kind of confusing. So if you'd like to know more about this, I'd be happy to answer all your questions and talk about some of the other ranking factors too that Google looks at. If you'd like to know more about all of this and have a conversation about it, have a quick chat, I'd be happy to answer all those questions for you. So this is what I do. I get businesses ranked onto page 1 of Google and ultimately up into those top 3 spots, which will automatically triple or quadruple your monthly revenue. So just reply back and let me know. This would be a good time of year or two to have this conversation. With spring coming and business is going to be increasing in volume, and people are going to be searching online for companies who can do these services for them. So just reply back and let me know. Reply back to this email. And I look forward to talking with you. Sorry to take 15 minutes of your time. I was hoping I might get it done in 5, but I just started talking and kind of went over time. Anyway, I look forward to talking with you, answering your questions, and I hope you're having a great day. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye now.